In the modern world, we constantly encounter a large amount of information, tasks, and problems that require quick and effective solutions. However, we are not always able to think clearly and logically, especially in stressful, tired, or doubtful situations. How can we learn to think clearly and creatively without losing our individual style and worldview? How can we develop the ability to analyze, synthesize, and evaluate information without succumbing to the influence of stereotypes, prejudices, and emotions? How can we achieve mental clarity and focus in any situation? These and other questions concern many people who want to enhance their intellectual productivity, quality of life, and self-realization. That's why I want to share with you unique information that will unveil the wisdom of Stoicism. Stoicism is not just a philosophy. It is the art of clear thinking in uncertain conditions. In our video, we will unravel the secrets of Stoic philosophy and demonstrate how its lessons can serve as a compass in the fog of everyday decisions. Lesson number 1. Halt the inner dialogue. Have you ever felt that your mind is overwhelmed with thoughts that won't let you be at peace? Have you ever heard voices in your head criticizing you, doubting you, or demanding something from you? Have you ever seen images and visions in your imagination that bother, frighten, or tempt you? If you answered yes to at least one of these questions, you know what the inner dialogue is. The inner dialogue is a flow of thoughts, words, images, shapes, and emotions that occur in our minds, and we often don't control it. The inner dialogue can be helpful if it aids us in solving problems, planning the future, or expressing ourselves. However, it becomes harmful if it hinders our ability to concentrate, relax, or think clearly. One way to stop the inner dialogue is through meditation. Meditation is a practice that helps calm and clear our minds by focusing on a single object, such as breath, sound, word, or sensation. Meditation helps you become aware of your inner dialogue and release it without getting attached, judging, or reacting to it. Besides meditation, there are other tools to calm the mind. For instance, religious practices like prayer can be effective. Prayer allows individuals to direct their attention and thoughts toward a higher power or divine reality, creating a sense of connection and safety that contributes to calming the mind. Another simple method is writing down your thoughts on paper. If you can't let go of your inner dialogue, try expressing your thoughts on paper to free them from your mind. Write about what bothers you, what you feel, what you want, or what you plan. You can also write about things you're grateful for, appreciate, or love. Remember, it's crucial to rid yourself of chaos in your mind. Order in your mind is a key support for clear thinking. I hope these tips will help you halt the inner dialogue and enjoy the peace and clarity in your mind. Lesson number 2. Emotion control. Can your mind manifest clarity in thinking when its internal space is filled with numerous and vivid colors? In painting, when there are too many bright shades, it can blur the perception of the overall picture. Similarly, in a mind saturated with various impressions, finding clarity and precision in thoughts can be challenging. Emotions and feelings are vivid colors that fill our minds. Emotions can hinder us from thinking rationally, making the right decisions, communicating with others, and achieving our goals. Emotions can also cause suffering to both ourselves and those around us, if we don't know how to deal with them. Controlling emotions does not mean suppressing or ignoring them. On the contrary, it means understanding their causes, functions, and consequences. The Stoics believed that emotions are the result of our judgments about what is good or bad for us. They asserted that we can change our emotions by changing our judgments. The Stoics urged us to live in accordance with reason and virtue, rather than succumbing to desires and passions. They also proposed various practices to improve our emotional state. Here are a few such practices: view from above. The ability to see a situation from an observer's perspective, not as a participant. This helps us evaluate the situation objectively, free from the influence of emotions. Self-affirmation, using statements or mantras that help calm, focus, or motivate us. For example, we can tell ourselves, "I am calm and confident," or "I can handle this." Pause. Taking a few seconds or minutes to take a deep breath, relax, and think before acting. This helps us prevent emotions from taking control and avoid making hasty conclusions. Breathing exercises. Techniques that help regulate our breathing to reduce stress, anxiety, and anger. For example, we can breathe slowly and deeply, counting to 4 on inhale and exhale. Physical exercises, a way to burn excess energy that accumulates within us due to emotions. For example, we can go for a run, dance, or practice yoga. You can try these practices yourself and feel how they affect your emotions. Remember that you are the main subject and determine your life. Unfortunately, untrained individuals become hostages to their emotions and feelings, getting caught in the whirlwind of complex situations. Lesson number 3, develop logic and critical thinking. Logic and critical thinking are skills that help us think correctly, truthfully, and persuasively. We need them to avoid falling into traps set by liars, fraudsters, and manipulators. They are also essential for not letting ourselves be deceived by our own emotions, prejudices, and misconceptions. Logic and critical thinking are weapons that enable us to defend ourselves and our point of view, as well as to attack an opponent and their arguments. The Stoics were among the first to study logic and critical thinking, applying them consistently in practice. They believed that logic and critical thinking are not only sciences, but also arts that require training and exercise. I can offer you a few simple real-life exercises to help you develop logic and critical thinking. Here they are. An exercise called What's Wrong. This exercise involves finding errors, contradictions, or illogical elements in a text, picture, advertisement, news, or any other source of information. For example, you can read an article about how chickens can fly and point out why this is impossible. An exercise called What If. In this exercise, you have to create alternative scenarios for existing situations and evaluate their consequences and likelihood. For instance, you can ask yourself, what would happen if you won the lottery, or if you were born in another country? An exercise called Why. This exercise requires asking yourself questions to understand the reasons, motives, and goals behind various phenomena, actions, or statements. For example, you can ask yourself why you chose your profession, or why someone said something unpleasant to you. An exercise called How Would You? This exercise involves putting yourself in another person's shoes and trying to understand how they think, feel, and act in a specific situation. For example, you can imagine how you would behave if you were the president or how you would react if you witnessed a crime. An exercise called Compare and Contrast. In this exercise, you have to compare 2 or more objects, phenomena, concepts, or theories and highlight their similarities and differences. For instance, you can compare 2 movies, 2 religions, 2 planets, or 2 schools of thought. These are just a few examples of exercises you can incorporate into your everyday life to develop logic and critical thinking. The key is to perform these exercises regularly with interest and curiosity. This way, you can enhance your thinking and decision-making skills. Lesson number 4. Live in harmony with nature and reason. The Stoics urged us to live in accordance with our nature, which comprises the body, soul, and mind, and to care for each of these aspects. They also suggested living in harmony with the nature of things, divided into what depends on us and what doesn't. It is crucial to learn to accept what is beyond our control. We must live in harmony with the whole of nature, which is a rational and benevolent order. Consider yourself as part of a greater whole that unites all beings. Here are some tips and recommendations you can try. Define your values and goals and live in accordance with them. Don't let external circumstances or others' opinions distract you from what is important and meaningful to you. Be attentive to your body, soul, and mind, and take care of them. Monitor your health, nutrition, and sleep. Pay attention to your emotions, relationships, and self-esteem. Keep track of your thoughts, knowledge, and creativity. Don't forget about your needs, desires, and interests. Be grateful for what you have, and don't complain about what you don't. Avoid comparing yourself to others, and don't envy them. Don't dwell on the past and don't worry about the future. Live in the present and cherish every moment. Focus not on problems, but on solutions. Be kind to yourself and others, and don't judge anyone. Don't criticize yourself for mistakes. Avoid overestimating or underestimating your worth. Be realistic, honest, and fair. Remember your strengths and weaknesses and strive for self-improvement. Applying these principles in everyday life can contribute to personal well-being. Even if it's challenging to implement them fully right now, at least reflect on them more often. Lesson number 5. Cultivating Stoic Virtues. For the Stoics, the key to clear thinking was the development and practice of virtues, which they defined as the perfection of our soul. Stoics identified 4 primary virtues: wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance. Wisdom is the ability to comprehend truth, make right choices, and act wisely. Justice is the ability to treat oneself and others with respect, honesty, and kindness. Courage is the ability to overcome fear, illness, suffering, and death while maintaining integrity and dignity. Temperance is the ability to restrain desires, emotions, and passions, living in harmony with oneself and the surrounding world. When faced with decisions, you can rely on these virtues as anchors and supports in the tumultuous sea of chaos. How do we cultivate Stoic virtues in our everyday lives? Stoics offered several methods and techniques, and I'll share with you the most crucial one, called reflection. Reflection is a method that helps us become aware of our thoughts, feelings, and actions, analyzing them in relation to virtues. Reflection assists us in correcting mistakes, learning from experience, and improving ourselves. Stoics recommended daily reflection both in the morning and evening, asking ourselves questions like, what good or bad did I do today? How can I do better tomorrow? What should I do or avoid to live in accordance with virtues? Reflection, like a magical mirror, reflects our past, illuminating the dark corners of our experience and providing understanding. In this mirror, we see not only events, but also the reflection of ourselves, sincerely examining our deeds, thoughts, and feelings. The intriguing part of reflection is its dynamism. It evolves with our development, creating a cycle of continuous learning and improvement. In addition to reflection, Stoics recommended exercises to help us form virtuous habits. For example, temporary abstention from pleasures, facing difficulties, adhering to rules, fulfilling duties, showing kindness, expressing gratitude, and forgiving offenses. This can become part of our character, strengthening a person's identity. The key is to do these regularly, with interest and intention. Then you can live in harmony and achieve virtue and happiness. Applying these Stoic lessons in our daily lives enhances the clarity of our thinking and strengthens our ability to overcome inevitable life obstacles. If you felt a spark of inspiration or gained new clarity, show your support, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and give it a thumbs up. And of course, let's stay connected. Leave a comment below. If you have nothing to say, simply write, "My mind is open and clear." Your ideas, experiences, and reflections enrich this space, making it a beacon for everyone. To watch more videos on Stoic wisdom, choose one from the options appearing on the screen. Remember, the path to clear thinking is a collective human effort. Together, we learn, grow, and build a path to a bright, enlightened future.